righty, beautiful people. Hi, beautiful people. Happy Friday. It is March 11th, 2022, day 52 of year 4 of reading through the books of the law and the prophets, and of the 4-year consecutive day count, day 1070. Today we're going to start in tablet J of the complete Annunaki Bible. Let's see. We might not finish with it. Oh, we might. Yeah, we're going to finish it. Tablet J. Page 151 through 158. Yeah, that's pretty short. We definitely gonna finish that. And then we definitely gonna hop into my big toe today, picking up where we left off at on page 223, chapter 27. All right, y'all. And we might finish chapter 27 too. Okay. All right, y'all. So let's get started. Shayla, peace and blessings. Betwabu, divine blessings. Auntie, grand rising. Happy Friday. Oh, great spirit. Yes, let us be filled with the pure energy of our Creator, female and male, so that we glorify you, oh, great spirit. Hallelujah. Uncle JB, sup? Tiffany. Hey, girl, hey. All right, y'all. Father, it's another day, and we're excited to learn more and more. Continue to lead us and guide us into all truth. Help us to be able to separate truth from error and apply it where we need to. Hallelujah. Okay, y'all. Yes, baby girl.
Stop picking us up at the movies.
No, Dad didn't give you a date and time yet. He said he's gonna let you know what day we're gonna go. Okay. I believe that was the last thing he said when Isaiah asked him again last night. He said, I'll let you know. Okay? Okay.
And you already done with this?
No, I literally just started. We're about to start in tablet J.
When you don't start yet, you can turn it first.
I heard Joshua's voice. Did I not? I didn't. Whose voice did I hear besides yours?
No one's. It's only my voice.
The boy is not woke? I could have sworn I heard one of your brethren.
No, Jeremiah only awake.
Oh, well, tell Jeremiah I said come here.
No.
Or you gonna have to go get I ain't running all the way back up the stairs because I'm gonna have to type in and then it's just.
You just type.
Tootie, tell Jeremiah I said come here. Go tell Jeremiah I said come here. All right, y'all. She's gonna go all the way upstairs. And I gotta get the remote and then I gotta type it in. It's not like a keyboard. I gotta do it by the remote. One letter at a time. It's like them old Motorola razors or them when texting first came out. You gotta hit one letter and go through all the letters or numbers to get to the desired letter, right? It's like you gotta hit it like 3 times to get to the last letter, and then you gotta go again. Don't mess up. Okay, tablet J, book of Al Jiwa and Malik Tos T-A apostrophe U-S Taus. I don't know. I'm sure that's probably wrong. Okay. Page 151. Few occultists, Alicia, yeah. Hey, girl, hey. Few occultists who remain in the light are probably privy to lore of the ancient Yazidi sect. The Yazidi follow a tradition dedicated to the god of the Black Mountain who gave to them wisdom in what is known as the oldest of the black books. I think I'm going to use some of this in today's title. Okay. The Yazidi follow a tradition dedicated to the god of the Black Mountain who gave to them wisdom in what is known as the oldest of the black books. While the realm of light has shielded. While the realm of light has shied away from such, or believed they had attained more than a glimpse of it in their books of shadows, it is this divine encounter that has been omitted from traditional biblical tales for its connections and devotions to the darkness. That I absolutely know to be 100% true today. Not only with what I learned growing up and through the years, but what I've experienced in the most recent times, and realizing that it all used to be combined. Good magic, bad magic, white magic, black magic, whatever. It all used to be combined. When they started separating the people, they started separating everything out, right? And so the good magic, but they even changed the name. They don't call it magic. It's given to like the Christian realm. And they only give them like one little section, right? They just teach you the power words. They teach you the power words, and they teach you that you got to live holy. Like, that's a big key. Like, if you think it's only like Christians that have to live holy, if you start exploring, that's why I was wondering. That's what caused me, I would say it gave me the courage to continue looking more, because when I found out, in order to do the black magic, not that I was seeking to do the black magic, but I just felt like I was being led to just go check it out, look and see what they're doing, right? I realized that they also were held to that same standard. You have to live holy. I'm like, oh, okay, you're doing black magic. Remember, I was joking the other day. I was like, oh, y'all, so y'all not.
Mom,
yes.
what's this green thing in your refrigerator?
What green thing in my refrigerator?
This.
It's a green juice, girl. You trying to get some? Now, I don't know if this was going to taste like the ones I personally make. Mine's are a little bit sweet. I'm not sure. This is cucumber, kale, spinach, green apple, lime, parsley, and dill. See, I don't put the dill and parsley and the green apples. I use red apples, which make mine sweet. I don't know if you can care for this one, but you can taste it. She like green juice. It's like when I make it look green, just like this, right? But I use 2 ingredients: red apples and a whole bunch of spinach. It still tastes like red apples, right? But still, it's a little more healthy. And sometimes I just can't do the tart stuff. But go ahead. But yeah, they separate it out, and then they tell you stay away from this, and they put scary titles on it, all this stuff. But as you grow and as you learn, you will learn that a lot of what they teach you is not true. Jen, good morning, right? I would say it's wisdom for. Oh, it smell
like mint.
Smell like mint. Go ahead and let me know how it tastes, because I ain't tried that one yet. I would say the more fierce stuff is for the more mature, which I'm not so mad now. Like, the more I'm growing, I'm not so mad that stuff has been hidden, right, or taken away. And you, depending on where you were born in life, will determine where you come up the ranks at and how you learn about certain things, right? It's like different schools all amongst the human race, right? And depending on which avenue you come will determine your track of learning that you're to take, right? So now, like I said, how it tastes to you?
Good. It tastes like apple.
It do smell like mint, though.
No, try it now. It tastes like apple.
That ain't bad. But there's a clash of mint and apple in that. Did you shake that up? I'm sure it's supposed to taste a little more smooth than that. I would probably drink the whole bottle, but I probably wouldn't buy it again. It's not nasty, but it's like certain tastes I don't care for. But it's not bad. It actually leaves a minty taste in your mouth. Dana said, you see recently Carlton Pearson talking about chakras and third eye sense. No, don't add that. No, don't add sugar to that. No, I haven't. I haven't, Dana. Share the link. I haven't done a lot of research into Carlton Pearson. Now, I have seen some stuff. Now, I know the stuff that I have seen is because while transitioning out the church, and I knew it was a famous name. It's still a famous name. Many years ago, because he was on track with what Christianity was doing, right? But he began to go through this metamorphosis and changing as well. And some of the stuff he said, some stuff I still don't necessarily agree with. I don't know what track of learning he on. But I'm not saying everything he's saying is wrong either, because there's still a lot of truth in what he's saying. And some of the newer stuff, or what the church calls, where he's talking about new age is not new age at all, and that stuff now I completely see. Now that I think about some of the stuff he was saying, I was like, oh, he woke up a long time ago in certain areas. Yes, baby girl.
Nothing.
Okay, so put it over there. Okay, it ain't hurt nobody.
Oh, why does this rock?
But yeah, I don't doubt it. Because a lot of information is, I don't know, the information is really piercing the Western world, even more than it has been in previous generations, right? Because previous generations were talking about the stuff that we're just now learning about, right? But for some reason, it wasn't our time to wake up. The ones in those generation that woke up, it was their time to wake up, and begin, but now it's our time. And it seems like now it's way more people here in the West that is really understanding this kind of, seeking out this information, because people are, especially, well, yeah, you saw a lot of it coming out when the vid started breaking out, right, and everything started closing down, and everybody had to be at home. It's probably one of the best things that could have ever happened on this earth, right? People, especially here, I would say here in the Western world, just because of how fast we move and everything that we're a part of, and we just had to be doing something to keep us busy. That period of time where they put us on lockdown, I just changed my outlook about things, and I don't necessarily think it was a bad thing. I know how it was presented to the world, but it was an opportunity in disguise for people to break out of the bondage of religious doctrines and stuff. It gave them a moment to breathe. While, I mean, the church is back at their shenanigans. Not all of them. Get what I'm saying. The church is back at their shenanigans because now you can actually go back, and even closer to the time they could go back, they learned how to go online. The ones that weren't online and didn't think it was needful, they figured out how to do it and still figured out how to extract their offerings online and texting and stuff, right? But I think that was one of the best opportunities I didn't seen in years worldwide, to give people an opportunity to just break through. Get a break from a lot of the constant misinformation that was being poured into them. Because if you keep subjecting yourself to misinformation, that's all you're going to have going on the inside of you, especially if you're not doing any kind of searching or seeking yourself to verify that the information that you're getting is true, right? So there was a great awakening during this era of the vid, right? And I think it was planned to be that way. A lot of stuff that's going on, they are, let's say, planned, although we think the government is planning stuff, and they are, right? But you got to see the balance in all of it, right? So I just kind of step back talking about different people and governments and stuff, because I can see something a little bit different that I couldn't necessarily see a couple months ago, right? Why is he, come down these stairs, boy. Sorry, call coming through. Mom, shalom, shalom. So it's opportunity for growth for those that can see through the farce and through the mirage and of everything that's happening, right? So like I was saying at first, I think the what they call evil and dark magic is a different level of growth if you're growing appropriately, right? And you're not, and if your motives aren't wrong. It's just like the master teacher at the beginning of Doctor Strange, right? And I use that a lot because that's perfect, right? She didn't spend her days trying to rule the world and take over the world with fiercer magic, so to speak, right? And what I found out as well, and some of my thoughts already as I was learning with what I'm reading in the Megillah, I'm like, man, I was like right on track for what I was thinking, because I'm seeing a lot of it as I go through there. Clearly, one, that I figured out the earth is a school, right? And that alludes to that a lot through the Megillah. I'm like, yo, I was saying that before I even got this, like, because I could just, as I was growing and paying attention to things, I was like, yo, we are in school. But for those who get access to some of the more fierce energies where the West and different places has labeled evil or witchcraft, it's not necessarily that, right? Because remember, it's neither good nor bad. It's just energy. it will be determined.
It's
the
warm from the pool.
Okay, so we'll talk about that in a minute. It's too cold for the pool today.
No.
No, not the outside pool. No, the outside pool is still closed. Lost my train of thought. Okay, it depends on who's using it. That's why the big thing in all religions is you getting control of yourself, you living a holy life for a set apart life. And those who take vows, they tend to take a track. It's like they're okay, so you can just like not join anything. You can just choose to be go with the example. You can just choose to be a good person all your life, and that's fine. It'll get you through life. You'll probably have many blessings and stuff, but if you're going to church or any type of religion, and you don't even necessarily have to be in a religion to hold yourself to like a higher standard, so to speak. It seems like when we take strides or make decisions to discipline ourselves a little further, it's like another opportunity opens up to you, right? So when I took the Nazarite vow, which caused me to have to be more disciplined with my eating habits and be conscious of what I'm doing, and like it causes you to pay attention, because if you're living this certain lifestyle and now you've made a vow to do something and keep the vow for however long, or you could even take it for a lifetime, right? When you first get started, you are constantly aware of, wait a minute, okay, I can't do that. I can't drink alcohol anymore. I can't even have a cocktail. Not a little sip taste. Can't do that anymore. I've taken a vow. So you're becoming aware of your actions and of yourself and how you're reacting. Even with eating meat, although I had made that transition before I took the vow, I was like, oh, that's perfect, because I was already not eating meat a few years prior. But when I took the vow, it didn't dawn on me for like the first, I would say almost the first year, not that long, maybe like the first 6 months. The awareness that I shouldn't be eating meat didn't dawn on me until as I was doing some more searching on it. And then I just started thinking about it, right? Because it tells you not to eat anything from the grapevine, juicy or dry, right? So I just put all the alcohol in that. Some people, they try to sidestep stuff. I'm like, yeah, you ain't ready yet. It's like, okay, only wine or alcohol made from grapes. So they'll still take a sip or so, but they'll just make sure it wasn't derived from the grapevine, right? I'm just like, you're missing the whole point, right? Stay away from strong drink, period, right? Look, so, but also stay away from anything from the grapevine. You're not to ingest it, but you're also not to cut your hair right until the time of your vow is over, because you wear your consecration on your head and it's set apart. That's the thing. It's set apart and holy unto Yah, right? So you don't cut your hair. But for those who've taken lifelong vows, because the hair gets extremely long, there is, and I gotta pull it up for my Nazarites if you don't have it. I got some Nazarite notes. I'm gonna have to pull it up, but you can. I've seen a couple Nazarites who took the Nazarite vow for all their life, and they were able to trim just a little bit, like once a year, just a little bit. Not like you can just a little bit. That was like the rule. But the more I studied it, it didn't say you can't eat meat, but because I was already not eating meat, I didn't run into that issue. It's just the awareness set in just a little bit later on what goes along with not touching a dead body, human or beast, right? So one day, the awareness came like, oh, you're not touching meat or dead flesh, but you can't eat it either. And while I took it, I was still, learning about the body and what causes the body to thrive. And when I started getting into the section about what meat actually does to the body and how it breaks it down over a period of years, if you have a long life of eating, that's why the body stinks, right? You get musty. When you expel wind from the bottom half of your body, it stinks. It's because you have meat, and not just the meat you just ate recently, but meat for all the years that you've been eating meat. All of it didn't come out, right? It's stuck in your colon, that long colon that you have, and it's there, and it's putrefying, and it's rotting. That's why you got bad breath. That's why your armpits stink. That's why when you expel any kind of gases from your body, from the top or the bottom, it stinks, right? Because that's a sign that you have rotting flesh in your intestines. And that should not be for humans. Animals who eat flesh, they have very short intestines, right? They come in and go right back out. Not humans. We were not designed to consume flesh, right? We're designed to consume a plant-based diet. So, but that awareness set in as I began to study the scripture some more and thinking about the vow and looking at it. So I'm like, oh, shoot. I was like, whoo. I'm glad I ain't eating meat already, because if I can't touch a dead body, what was that? Oh, my thing fell. It was already, and I forgot to fix it. If I'm not touching a dead body, then I'm definitely not eating a dead body, right? And I ain't gonna try and sidestep it like, okay, I ain't gonna touch it. You just get a fork full of that and put it in my mouth for me. I ain't gonna touch it, but you're still touching it. You're touching it with your lips, you're touching it with your tongue, you're touching it with all your insides, right? Meat is dead flesh of a beast, and some people eat people, but either way, it's just don't do it, right? Stay in the scriptures. Shalom, shalom. Can you explain how to take the Nazarite vow? What do we obtain from? I love to learn about this. Go to Numbers chapter 6. It's the first 21 verses of Numbers chapter 6. It's the Nazarite vow. That's the most detail that you will find on a Nazarite vow, unless you get the Holy Megillah. Now that I know, like, this is the book I've been all Nazarites, calling all my Nazarites. If you've taken a Nazarite vow, you have to get the Holy Megillah, and it's upstairs. I didn't break it down with me today, but if you go back a couple more videos, you will see it, and I explain a lot of stuff about it. You right? It's the way that the Nazarites live. They call them Nazarene. If you read in the Bible, you're welcome. Stay in the scripture. If you read in the Bible, there is a difference between. Okay. There's a difference between Nazarite and Nazarene if you're reading the Holy Bible, but doing just a little bit more study, it is. There's like the pronunciation and the writing of it that I didn't get completely down yet. There is a difference, but the Holy Megillah is called the Holy Megillah. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. It's the subtitle of it. What is the subtitle of the Holy Megillah, y'all? Hold on, I'll look it up. Now I got my whatchamacallit. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. No, that's not it. I need the whole title. Hold on, I'm getting the whole title of it. Hold on. It is... How is it this hard to find? I was just looking for the title, the whole title. Okay. Yeah, okay. The Holy Megillah, Nazarene Bible of the Essene Way. Nazarene Bible of the Essene Way. Right, and it talks about how the Nazarenes, the Nazarenes live, but the more I read and understood, I'm like, all of it, so they lived a Nazarite lifestyle. The Nazarene, the Essenes lived a Nazarite lifestyle, right? That was their life. They didn't take a vow. That was their way of life, how Nazarites live. The vow that you take as a Nazarite, that's what they did, right? The Essenes, that was their lifestyle. So when I decided to take the vow, it seemed like my life, I ain't gonna say my life's path, because I'm sure it was the path that my life was supposed to take because I'm on it, right? I realized there was a change in the understanding and the wisdom I get when I live my life. And you just begin to get access to more information that those on, let's just say, lower levels. Not that you're a lower level, but get what I'm saying. As you progress and you discipline yourself more, the more discipline you get, the more information you become privy to. Which is why I go back to the beginning of this video when we were talking about like the white magic and the black magic. And I don't have the same outlook on it that I did before, right? It depends on who's using it, who's wielding it, what student has gotten a hold of it. Did you get a hold of it before your time, before you were actually taking through steps to develop so you wouldn't misuse it with yourself and against others, where now you can be classified as good or evil, right? Now I understand that. So, and the ones we classify as evil, there are some truly that you just evil down to the deepness of your shanana. There are some truly like that, and they have taken the more spirit. They chose to specialize in a more fierce energy, which we will call evil or demonic, and they take it and they use it for their selfish purposes. That's the whole thing. Yeah, chaos energy. There's some of it's called chaos energy, but sometimes you need a little bit of chaos. It just depends on what's going on. But it also depends on who's wielding it, right? What magician or what wizard or what person, what priest. Priests were nothing more than wizards. Remember, Moses came from the Levitical line, right? Aaron was a priest, the priesthood, they were brothers. Moses was remember, before we even started getting into any of this, when we was going through who was right on the tip of my tongue? We was learning about more things. The first book we read,
use that powerful brain.
It's right on the tip of my tongue. But anyway, the Legends of the Jews. The Legends of the Jews. Not to be confused with the Wars of the Jews. The Legends of the Jews, right? It started getting into a little bit of that, and it was alluding to something. Matter of fact, now that I understand what I understand now, it was telling us in plain English that they were using magic. The Hebrews, they was a magical lifestyle that they were using, right? But their information began to be stripped away from them. But remember, the what we call it in the Christian church, or even some of the magic books you get, is words of power. Remember the woman who pronounced Yah's name? She was in trouble. She pronounced Yah's name, the ineffable name or whatever, and she was delivered from that situation where she made a pact with one of the fallen angels or whatever. He said he basically wanted to have sex with her, whatever, but she never actually got to the point where the angel had sex with her. When she got what she needed, she said, "You teach me the ineffable name of the Most High." And then,
she was the smartest girl.
Yeah, she was, right? I was like, yo, sis.
What?
I'm like, oh, if I had that opportunity, but I probably wouldn't even think that way. But I'm like, just teach me how to pronounce it, because y'all know I be stumbling over some of these words now. Like, teach me how to say it right.
Well, so me now, I would have definitely took advantage of that.
Yeah,
name. I would have been out.
Yeah, so one of the what we call fallen angels was one of the watchers, or now we know also called Ijiji. He taught her the ineffable name and how to pronounce it, right? It's a sound, right? He taught her how to do it. And so he's like, all right, sis, I done taught you this. Come on, drop them panties, right? And she said, and she made the sound and she was delivered immediately, right? And that's why when I realized that, she was a gangster in her day, right? Look, so as you began to read through, when you began to, if you are aware of what you're reading, right? Because when we were reading through it, we were not, at least I wasn't as aware of things as I am now when we were reading through it. So now I begin to think about it. I was like, this is telling us in plain English, this is what they were doing, right? But when you're taught that it's something else, you just can't see it. It's like a veil is there and you can't see it and you don't understand. You're just reading it. Like some people can read the Bible and they get nothing from it, but some people read it and can change their whole life around, right? Business people can read it and get the best instructions and turn there. It's like you have to have a certain awareness for what it is you're looking for, and that wakes up in stages. And so now I understand that. But it's been in our face all this time. The awareness was just taken away from us, i.e. we've been asleep. Right now that we're waking up, or the awareness is returning, we're able to see these things. And some of it is scaring us because this whole time we've been asleep or not aware, we've been getting other information like stay away from this. This is the devil. This is evil. And now I really understand that it is not like that, right? So I'm trying my best to explain that to y'all as I go along, as we progress in some of the things that we're reading, because a different awareness has set in for me that hasn't necessarily set in for some of you, right? And so it looks like to you, to those who the awareness hasn't set in for, it looks like I'm headed down that path of what the church teaches you, and I promise you I'm not, right?
Oh, man,
that is my
come
prayer
on.
every day. I'm like, Father, because I listen to it, and when I hear somebody say, "Oh, you getting off," I'll step back and double check myself. Okay, let me just double check. Okay, run through the checks. Okay, you creator, this, like, really, I double check myself. I'm like, okay. Then I'll talk to my sister, and I'm like, I'm sitting thinking about this. I'm like, be honest with me. Do you, like, because I'll double check. I'm like, Father, clearly I know you lead me, but is it you lead me, or am I being led by? I'm like, Pam, cut it out. What did you learn about energies and how they flow? You've experienced this. Don't let somebody come in who hasn't taken the time or the diligence to research like you have into all these things. Because if I do get off, because of how I research and double check myself, I'll find where I missed a step, and then I'll backtrack and I'll go back and I'll figure out what I need to do to correct it, right? And most good scholars will, right? Most good researchers, whatever it is you're doing, you're gonna backtrack and figure out where you made the mistake, right? Whether you're inventing something, you're whatever it is, that's just a natural process of how things work, right? We'll go back and correct ourselves, right? Unless you become hold on. Oh, I missed the comments. Yes, son. You forgot what it was you're gonna say. Yeah. Okay, which is why you need to know it so you can counteract if need be. Exactly, right? And that's also something else I learned as well. Alicia, my sister, she said, which is why you need to know. A lot of people think, oh, just stay away from it, don't even look at it. And church teaches you don't need nothing else. You just call on the name of God, right? And I get that. And that works for a period of time until you start growing. But I also realized, just like as our children grow and we expect them to become a little bit more independent of us, the creator, Yah, does the same thing, right? We can call on him at any given time, right? I'm not taking that away from anybody that's still like every day, all the time. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. But as you grow, you're going to realize, especially when you start asking questions, he'll go quiet on you, right? And the church teach you, well, if it's either yes, no, or not yet. Okay, I don't necessarily see that anything is wrong with that. But what I understand now is that Yah likes to give us clues. He don't like to just give you the whole thing, this is what you're going to be doing. It's literally, your life is a puzzle that he expects you to put together, right? There are different resources and different help you will have along the way, but nobody's going to put it together for you. That's your job. And he's going to go quiet on you if you stay in toddler mode, right? Toddlers only get away with certain things while they're at that stage. But when the next level of awareness kicks in, it's time to go up another level. It's time to change schools. It's time to graduate. Okay, a little bit more responsibility. Think about. Okay, if you don't understand like awareness setting in, think about boys and girls when they're younger. Think about how they are with toddlers. They know that they're different. They know that you're a boy, I'm a girl, and vice versa, right? They recognize at a certain point. They recognize differences. Maybe not like age 1 and below, right? But as they start talking, as they start moving, they start recognizing people like them, little people. They are attracted by other little people, and the attraction to other little people is different than it is with adults. It's like they'll see a child, and it's like run over, hey, best friend. They don't care. They don't look at color or anything like that. As they get a little bit older and they transition and they start to go, and it's like that for shucks, even because like even my younger kids, I would say even with Josh, and Josh is 10, the boys, the whole girl craze thing hasn't kicked in with them. They recognize you're a girl and all this, and we know that we're different. But you know how you get to an age where it's like, ooh, she's pretty, right? You can tell a different level of awareness kicks in for them. It's the same way, and then they'll begin to recognize stuff. Oh, I think I want her to be my girlfriend or my boyfriend, vice versa. For we can see all of these things happening if we would pay attention. Spiritual growth is the same way. There are different levels of awareness that have to kick in before you can even get it. If that level of awareness hasn't kicked in for certain people, it's almost fruitless talking to them about something, right? Which is why you have to be a good, let's just use church talk, discerner of spirits, right? Or you have to be able to pay attention to know who you can talk to and who you can't talk to, right? So that's what I learned as I'm growing, learning about the energies and stuff. It's just a different level of awareness that has kicked in for me. And I don't look at people wielding magic, or if I hear somebody call somebody a witch or a warlock or something like that, I'm not quick to judge them based on what I heard somebody else say, because of the awareness that has kicked in for me. I'm like, well, I'm gonna be aware, but I'm gonna check out and see what they're doing.
I envy those people.
Jeremiah said, I envy those people, right? They have a little bit more boldness. They haven't been trapped by religion, so to speak. When you, I ain't
The
even
literal
gonna say
downfall of mankind, but
listen,
we're not gonna.
There is different. Jeremiah still learning too. There's certain awarenesses that haven't kicked in for him yet either.
Religion?
So he's
no, that's an awareness that
y'all can hear it in his voice.
No, I'm just saying, but bro, the topic of religion,
Yes.
do y'all even like that? Y'all even like religion?
Jeremiah, we talked about all this. A lot of people, they grew up in it and they think this is what it is and this is right. We grew up like that.
I'm not talking about those people. Yeah, they part of the herd. They don't do what they do. I don't care about that. I'm talking about the ones that actually do it. No one is BS. Church.
Oh okay, I get what you're saying. He said, he talking about the ones who have the level of awareness but are misusing it. They're abusing their power. Yeah, they know what they're doing, and they're abusing people, and like you hear them say, put money in the basket. They're using it to, like the church says, to fleece the sheep, right? You're using what you've learned in the wrong way. Okay, Francis says, sister, I just finished a text called The Gospel of the Holy 12. And this Yeshua taught the way you teach on. Yeah, so some of my comments over the last couple of days, I said, if I would have known some of this stuff, I would have been a little bit more easy on Jesus. Or Yeshua, right? Created character, not the principles are real, right? So that's why I kind of strayed away from talking about that the way I do, because even if you have, it's just like the parables he gave, right? The parables wasn't necessarily real, right? And I still, let me just finish what I was saying before I even get into that. The parables weren't real, but the lessons that were being taught behind the parables are real, right? And Francis, I have that as well, and I went through it, and you're absolutely right. Even in the Gospel of the Same Way, not the Gospel of the Same Way, the Nazarene, what I just said, the Holy Megillah, right? I keep trying to remember the subtitle of the Holy Megillah, what they use, but it's the Essenes way of living. That's what they taught as well, and I'm like, but when they change names and all these different things, we kind of get screwed up in our thinking on what some things really are, right? So that's why I say you actually have to go read stuff. Don't let titles throw you off. Don't let scary pictures throw you off. If you feel okay, if your heart is pure, or you believe your heart is pure, and everybody know, okay, at this point my motives are pure for doing this, but if you feel like in your state of purity, you're being led to a certain type of information, it's probably information you should go check out. Because before I even started getting into some of this stuff, remember how I was telling you about I had started acquiring some of the books from the other side? I said the other different tribes other than Israel kept books too. I was like, and it's almost the same exact story, but it's from their perspective. And even with the sacrifices and all those things, that's the stuff I started going to first. So as I started getting into that, my awareness began to heighten. I'm like, wait a minute, y'all doing the same thing? And it's just a process. And that takes what we know in our understanding today as time, right? Plant the seed, time has to pass. Then a harvest happens. Seed time, harvest. Yes, son.
The book of Enki.
Hmm?
The book of Enki.
Oh, yeah. Some people can't just jump. Well, if you come out of the church, I would say you just can't jump to that.
Fallen angels.
Yeah. Coming out of religion, there's a certain track of learning those in religion have to take. It's like you have to take because you have awareness has to set in, right? I.e. being woke, right? Being woke is simply awareness of what is really going on. Okay.
I just know my awareness past the religion.
So wait, bit twab. You said it's been a while since you've been on the live. Yes, we've been doing well, sis. Glad you could join us. Okay, God, all right, we're gonna finish tablet J. Yes.
But if you do talk to me about all of this, put it in what I would like to call scientific terms, as in like the whole astronaut, just like see the concept theme. Yeah. Like put it as if it's actual technology and stuff.
Oh yeah, I got you, son. Okay.
Like just the actual story.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, y'all. So that's my little rabbit trail for today. Let's go back because we only got through like the first paragraph, and since it's only like a couple sentences, let's just read it again. Matter of fact, let's see. As we read through this, let's just see where we stop at because we already at 40 minutes. I think I probably got enough time just to go ahead and just finish reading this without even getting to my big toe today. So I think that's what we're gonna do. Okay, Tablet J in the Complete Annunaki Bible is called Book of Al-Jiwa and Malik Taos. Few occultists who remain in the light are probably privy to lore of the ancient Yazidi sect. The Yazidi follow a tradition dedicated to the god of the Black Mountain who gave them the wisdom is in what is known as the oldest of the Black books. While the realm of light has shied away from such, or believe they have attained more than a glimpse of it in their books of shadows, it is this divine encounter that has been omitted from the traditional from the traditional biblical tales for its connections and devotions to the darkness. And that's what we got off on my long rabbit trail, what I was just talking about. The Yazidi are a distinct genetic Mesopotamian sect that still resides in northern Iraq. And it has footnote 60 for Iraq. It says specifically targeted by Islamic ISIS terrorists for genocide, in addition to the destruction of sites marking the Mardukite, Babylonian, and Sumerian legacy. Okay. The Yazidi are a distinct genetic Mesopotamian sect that still resides in northern Iraq and can trace bloodlines and traditions to the ancient Annunaki directly. They practice a unique form of Mardukite monotheism under the guise of a messenger named Malik Taos, similar to the manifestation of Marduk as Mithras and Mazda as one in the Zoroastrian schema. And it has reference 61 for schema, and that says noted in the Z series of tablets in this anthology. Okay, so we're going to read that when we get to the Z tablet. Okay. Hold on. Okay. This same current of energy is also manifest as Maitreya for Buddhists. Yazidis claim to share Adamic, and it has in parentheses, Adamic is from Adam, descent, but not of Eve. I read it again. Yazidis claim to share Adamic from Adam descent, but not of Eve. Their lore suggests that the remaining global population outside of their sect is also outside of this special lineage, and to them, they were given revelation, and in parentheses, revelation is al-Jiwa, from their divine encounters with a being who Judeo-Christians denoted as Satan, and perhaps others might liken to Enki. According to the Yazidic tradition, there is an all-father, or Yazdan, who created the 7 Anunnaki, emissaries or angels, including Azazel or Azazel. The word Azif and the actual book, Al-Azif, is a Yazidic tome detailing the lore, or literally howls of the jinns. Yeah, or literally howls of the jinns. And jinns is spelled D-J-I-N-N-S, and in parentheses it says you can spell it J-I-N-N, jinns, right? If you get some of those magic books, you will learn about jinns, right? It's actually hilarious what I read about them. But I don't think that type of magic is something to be played with. Not the jinn magic. That's just don't. You read about it so you're aware of it. I like to read stuff for awareness, not necessarily to use, especially some of the more fierce energies. But I like to be able to recognize what's going on around me, right? Know your enemy. Not necessarily that it's enemy, but you get what I'm saying, right? You need to be able to recognize what's going on. Everybody is not at that level of awareness. Yes.
Watch the dishes. Just get those yellow gloves. Remember yellow gloves that you see white people wear when they clean the house? Give me them.
It's not just white people that do that. I wear them. Don't do that.
Well, sorry, that was ignorance of me. But those gloves I was using mine the other day. I must enjoy it, but those are for the bathroom, not for the sink. I washed them. I drenched them in bleach before I used them.
Jeremiah, this has nothing to do with my reading for the day. You could have held those comments.
I
Son.
know.
Okay.
But
Okay.
kind of.
Okay. Let me go back and read this. The word Azif and the actual book, Al-Azif, is a Yazidi tome detailing the lore, or literally howls of the jinns, or jinn. Some scholars of the Necronomicon cycle will note that one of the popular Arabic translations for the title of the work is, in fact, Al-Azif. In reference 62, it says, also named for the sound of the buzzing of insects. The association with the buzzing of insects could be meant to mean both the swarm and the sound, furthering the connection of the outer ones with UFO extraterrestrial beings. The seven deities, or great gods created by Yazdan, are connected to, as we might expect, both the seven-star constellation of Ursa Major, the Great Bear, but also the seven visible stars, and they have planets in parentheses, of the ancient world, that of the Annunaki celestial zoni. Chaldean lore suggests origins of the zodiacal wheel as a chart for shifting ages of rulership among the 12-fold Anunnaki of the older pantheon of elder gods. The sevenfold schema of the younger pantheon is dominant during the Babylonian era. Yazidi lore suggests that each of these seven figures are given reign of the material kingdom in turn, marked by an age of 10,000 years in their reckoning. All right, the next section is, I'm sure I might pronounce this wrong, Kuret al-Yazid, the revelation of Melik Towers. Okay. Go put it back. Go put it back on the charger. I already told Bella no. My knowledge encompasses the very truth of all that is, and my wisdom is not separated from my source. The manifestation of my blood descent is clear unto you, and when it is revealed to the children of Adam, it will become as a sword of fire among the multitudes, and many will tremble thereby. All habitations, especially the desert spaces, are of my own creation. Stop, go put that back. Are of my own creation, programs I have set into action, all completely from within my own strength, and not the result of the false gods. Wherefore I am he that men should rightly worship, not the false gods of their books, wrongly written, poorly remembered. Oh, that's good. I like how that says that. Not the false gods of their books, wrongly written, poorly remembered. But they come to know me, a peacock of bronze and of gold. My wings spread over the Kaaba, or the temple and church, not to be overshadowed. And in the secret cave of my wisdom it is known. I am the voice of God. There is no God but myself. An archangel commanding legions, Melik Taos. Maybe that's Tau. Yeah, maybe that's Tau. And the U.S. is silent. I don't know. I'm going to just say Malik Tau. Okay. Or Melek Tau. Knowing this, Who would dare deny me? Knowing this, who would dare fail to worship me? Knowing this, who would dare to continue the worship of false idols found in the Quran and Bible? Knowing this, who shall make that effort to no ends? Knowing this, who shall make that effort to no ends? But know this, that he who knows me, I may cast into pleasure-filled gardens of paradise. But the Yazid who chooses to not know me, I will make death as life, 1,000 afflictions. Proclaim then, I am the only archangel to be exalted, and I will make prosperous whom I wish to rest my eye, and I will enliven those I choose to rest my hand. Proclaim then, I alone am to be praised of the 7 towers, pillars of the Annunaki. My name shall be heard from the mountain of Ararat to the western sea. Proclaim then, let the light of true knowledge flash forth from the Zarians, and in brackets it has seraphim, zonai, or satans. Flash forth from the rivers of the Euphrates and the Tigris, the boundaries of Mesopotamia, to the hidden folds of Shambhala. Let my kingdom be carried from its safe place into the temple, and let the Yazidi know me by my manifestations. Even Shaken, Sinjar, Halatia, Melea, and Lepko, a series of esoteric proper names are given. And the Kochar, another obscure name, who wander among the heathens, savage, unsaved multitudes. That's what it has in brackets. And the next section is called Mishaf Eresh, Black Book of Melech, maybe it's Melech Tau. In the beginning was the invisible one, and it has in brackets God, who brought forth the white pearl from out of his own precious essence. He then brought forth a bird into being named Anfar, and on its back he placed the white pearl, and there it rested for 40,000 years. Then on the first day, Sunday, he created an archangel over all angels, and in brackets it has sky gods, named Ezrael, which is Melech Tau, the peacock angel, the first to be, the chief of all. Each subsequent day, an angel to serve Melech Tau. On Monday, Dardael came forth, who is Sheikh Hassan. On Tuesday, Israel, it says Israel, no, Israel, Izrasel. On Tuesday, Israel came forth, who is Sheikh Shams. On Wednesday, Jibrael, in brackets it has Gabriel or Gibel, came forth, who is Sheikh Abu Bekr, Akbekr, AIQ space BKR. Okay. On Thursday, Arazel, who is Sajadin, came forth. On Friday, Shemnael came forth, who is Naserd Din. On Saturday, Nurael, who is Zuriel, came forth. Melech Tau was chief over them all. When after all this had been done, the invisible one, and in brackets it has God, returned to its abode and acted no more. From this point, Melech Tau was left to act alone. First, he moved to separate the heavens by 7, zonai, and also a veil for the earth, sun, and moon. Seeing the barrenness of the realms, he created humans, animals, various birds, and beasts, placing them in the between spaces, accompanied by angels. Melech Tau stood before the white pearl and shouted. It was broken into 4 pieces. He commanded Gabriel to take 2 of the pieces. One was placed beneath the earth, and the other was placed at the gate of heaven. The other 2 pieces were placed in the sun and the moon, and the stars were created from their fragments, suspended in heaven for the delight of the gods. The mighty Lord Melech Tau spoke, O angel brethren, I will to create the Adam and Eve, and I will make them human beings, and from them 2 shall arise out of the loins of Adam, Shahir Iber Jibber. Yep, I probably said that wrong. Shehr space IBN space JEBR. Shahir Ibn Jibber. I'm sorry. And from him shall arise a single people on the earth, the Yazidi people. Then Melech Tal commanded Gabriel to come forth and take parts from the four corners of the world, the elements, earth, air, fire, and water. He made man from the four and instilled a fragment of divine spark in each, a soul given by his power. Gabriel was commanded to place Adam in the gardens of paradise, and in brackets it has Eden, but the Eden is spelled like it is in the book of the Lost Book of Enki. It's E.DIN, and it's all capital letters. And I forget what Eden actually stood for, but Eden is actually an acronym. Okay, Gabriel was commanded to place Adam in the gardens of paradise, Eden, where he was permitted to eat fruit of every green herb. Only wheat was he commanded not to eat. After 100 years, Tao-Melech went to God asking, "How shall Adam increase and multiply, and where are his offspring?" God replied to him, "This is not my concern. Into your hands I have given it." Ain't that something? A lot of times because that's what we done figured out down here, right? We asked, and I done gave you, look, go and figure it out. I done gave you everything you needed, right? Which is a lot of times he goes silent on us because we're like, we give it here, please. And he like, nope, I ain't. Nope, go figure it out. Like I had to do with my children sometimes. I done taught you everything, and I've literally played, and sometimes I was like, sometimes we doing schoolwork, I literally place things just out in the open, and I'll point it out throughout the day I would try to bring awareness to certain things, building them up for some questions I'm going to ask them a little bit later, just to see if they remember. And then they was like, well, I don't know, can you just, and I'm like, use your resources. Remember what I taught you throughout the day. It's the same thing. It's like, give us everything. You're like, no, I've given you everything already. Pay attention, children. Okay, hold on. After 100 years, Tao-Melech went to God asking, "How shall Adam increase and multiply, and where are his offspring?" God replied to him, "This is not my concern. Into your hands I have given it." Malik Tao then asked of Adam, "Have you eaten the wheat?" Excuse me. I need a sip of water, y'all. Hold on. Okay. Melech Tao then asked of Adam, "Have you eaten the wheat?" And Adam answered, "No, I am forbidden to do so." Melech Tao then said to him, "It would behoove you to eat of the wheat." So Adam ate of the wheat. But after he had eaten, his stomach swelled up. Tao-Melech drove him out of paradise, and in brackets it has Eden, and left him alone, ascended into the heavens disgusted. Adam suffered from the pains in his stomach because his waist had no outlet. God blessed Adam by sending a bird. That's gross. What I'm about to read. Listen. Tao-Melech drove him out of paradise, Eden, and left him alone, ascended into the heavens disgusted. I mean, after you told him to eat the wheat, right? Now you disgusted and you're going to leave. Adam suffered from the pains in his stomach because his waist had no outlet. God blessed Adam by sending a bird, which helped him by making an outlet for Adam's relief, though some say the bird was Gabriel transformed. Eve was then created from beneath Adam's left armpit. Okay, son. Boy, get here. Okay. Malik Tao descended to the earth, returning for the sake of our people, the Yazidis, or is probably what we know as the Yehudi, right? Because it sounded about the same to me, the Yehudi, Israel. Okay. Malik Tal descended to the earth, returning for the sake of our people, the Yazidis, and he brought kings to rule alongside the ancient kings of the Assyrians, Nesruk, who is Nasur-din, and in brackets it has Nasur-din, it's just spelled a little bit different, and Kamush, who is King Fakhruddin, and Artemis, who is King Shamshuddin. And when after these had ruled, we had two kings, the first and the second Persian Shapurs, who are, I'm about to screw this up, I know it, who are Mazdayasnians of Ahura Mazda, and whose rule was given to last 150 years. From this tree has brought us the seed of our emirs, and it has in brackets Amar or chieftain ruler, through the present day, and we in turn became divided. Know that it is not permitted to utter the name Shaitan, because it is the name of God, and that's spelled Shaitan. Shaitan. Okay. Know that it is not permitted to utter the name Shaitan, because it is the name of God. Nor should any name be spoken that resembles this, such as Ketan, Shar, and Shat. Nor also any vocalization resembling Melam, Melech, or Neyal. In the time before the Common Era, our religion was called idol worship, and the Jews, Christians, Muslims, and Persians steered clear from our traditions. King Ahab and Amram were among our own, and they have named the god of Ahab Beelzebub, whom they have also called among us Perbub. We had a king from among our own in Babylon, whose name was Bukti Nosar, and in brackets that is Nebuchadnezzar. And Ahasuerus in Persia was among our own, and in Constantinople Agaculus was among our own. Next section. Know too the secret. When first before heaven and earth had been made, the Lord was suspended over the waters. In a chariot above the waters, Mom, he was suspended. Yes.
Mom,
yes.
You let Zell the iPad.
Girl, yes, I did. Give him a few minutes.
You give him, Mom, look. You give Zay 3 minutes.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, y'all. All right, we almost done. Know too the secret. When first before heaven and earth had been made, the Lord was suspended over the waters. In a chariot above the waters he was suspended. Then the Lord ascended into the heavens, and the heavens were condensed for his existence, and fixed the heavens to exist without supports. Then the earth was condensed and sealed away from it. From his own divine essence, and in brackets it has sparks of light, he created the 6 gods to be like the light of a lamp, each successively lighting off the light of the other. And he said to the first, ascend, and create something else apart from you. And the moon, and in brackets it has gate Zonii, came into being. And so began the succession of the spheres, and in brackets it has gods. And the next section, which is the last section, that was actually the end. It just ended weird. Okay. The next section is Kitab al-Jiwa, the Sermon of Revelation. This is the book of al-Jiwa, recording a true and faithful communication from the God Melech Tau. He has sent his servant messenger into this world to guide and separate his chosen people from their errors. And in brackets, behind errors, it's sins. The texts which follow are the account first made to the faithful servants via an oral tradition, but the Lord allowed the book of al-Jiwa to be written before him, so long as no strangers to the Yazidi would behold it. Hence, which is how a lot of secrets began to happen across religions. This is secret knowledge and stuff. outside people can't read it, right? So now I'm understanding that, now that I'm learning some secrets, some things that are only for mystery schools, right? And you only learn them when you have been granted access to a mystery school, right? Okay. You got some people that say they're part of mystery schools, and they hold out, look like juicy steaks before you, but they ain't even in the school themselves for real. You'll learn how to recognize people like that. I'll keep my comments to myself though. Okay, so this actually is number 1 to 39, and it's the end of this section. So I'm not going to say the numbers. I'm just going to read it because it's like numbered like scriptures. Okay. I was and am now and will continue unto eternity, ruling over all the creatures and ordering the affairs and deeds of those who are under my command. Omnipotence. I am presently available to those who trust in me and call upon me in time of need. Neither is there any place void of me where I am not capable of presence. Omnipotent. I'm sorry. Omnipresence. The first one was omnipotence. The second one is omnipresence. It has it in brackets. Okay. I am involved in the natures of all those things which strangers call evil only because they are not according to their own desire. And in brackets it has freedom-civil disobedience. Every eon or age has a ruler, a regent who is under my counsel. Every generation changes their nature by the chief, Lord of this world, so that each one of them has his turn and cycle to fulfill his charge, the zodiacal age. Oh, that makes so much sense, right? Okay, just a real quick footnote. So go with me, right? They say we're now entering into the age of Aquarius. From what I've observed in the age of Aquarius, when the conjunctions in the sky, all this, it's like it's a changing of the guard. So whoever was ruling before, they're no longer in rulership now, right? Which was who? Marduk, right? I remember all the names, all that stuff, the age of Jesus, all that, like that. That age has ended, and I'll read it again. We have now entered into another age, or under another unseen ruler of this age, which is why we'll see things manifest and change down here, even with how the churches are being treated now, right? And you just got to pay attention. You can tell something has shifted in the atmosphere, right? And it made a really big shift about 2 years ago when COVID hit. Like something drastic has to happen, and it changes and it throws the entire world into an uproar. And those who aren't paying attention, is like we scramble around. Oh my God, this is it. The world about to end. No, my G. Ages are changing, right? Rulership in the unseen world is changing. Yo, okay, how I'm gonna start wording stuff now? Things that I used to think before that I didn't quite have a grasp on, I have a more firm grasp on it. And we're going to kind of get into it. So I'm going to kind of start leaking some of this stuff on y'all, right? With wisdom. But the ages are changing. And while another level of awareness has happened, right? Even a lot of the people who used to be glued to some of the Bible stories, they're going to wake up from that and realize that they're truly just stories, they're guidelines, but it is hidden wisdom within the pages of those words. It's like it's that level of school you at, right? For those who awaken, they will graduate to the next grade, and that level of awareness, oh shoot, all this time, what? I've been attached to the stories, and really they was just trying to teach me principles to take me to the next level of awareness to kind of grow the spirit up. Okay, I'll read it again. It's number 4. Every eon, and eon in brackets, it has age. Every eon, age, has a ruler, and in brackets behind ruler, it explains who that ruler is. The regent who is under my counsel, and it has every generation changes their nature by the chief or lord of this world. So who's ever in charge, the world will change according to who's ever ruling, right? Think about businesses who they get new. Isaiah, look, I'm almost done. You gonna have to hold that for a second. Practice some patience today, right? Practice some patience today. If you ever been a part of companies who changes leadership anywhere, it could be a principal at a school, whoever your leader is, everything will change based on how that leader rules. You have some rulers who are strict, they're tight, and everything is going to be tight. And some people can't seem to hold up under the tightness, the strict rules and stuff. You have some rulers who are a little bit more carefree. Oh my gosh, I'm never going to leave this job. I friggin' love my boss. You know, they so cool down to earth, like everything. And they even adjust the records and the way the business operates accordingly, right? Think about okay, figure it out, son. Think about, I'm trying to get a good comparison company to Google. If you ever research Google and their work atmosphere based on another company who, I don't know, but y'all get what I'm saying, right? Depending on who's ruling, will determine how everything flows, right? And it's based on that ruler, their ruling style, so to speak, right? Okay. So as they say the age of, we're going now to the age of Aquarius, everything is shifting and changing, which Aquarius kind of sum it up, it's like more of an enlightening age, right? It's like we're coming out of the deep, dark religion, so to speak, and we're being more enlightened. There's a little bit more freedom there. People's like, oh, we ain't got to stick to it. We can actually ask questions, and if we step out of this, we won't get that rod to our back. We actually giving us a little bit of rope to explore. It's like the exploration age. You can go in, search and stuff. Ain't nobody gonna come down on you. You actually need this, right? You need a break from the strictness. This is almost like recess time for us, right? That's kind of what this particular age we've moved into, and it's enlightening. That's how children naturally grow. They explore, right? So I'm actually really glad to be alive right now. I really am. Going from one age, actually being in the midst of living between two ages, you know, can actually feel it and growing. This, I think, is really good. Yes, I see ya. Okay, so pay attention to the letters. It looks like you made those all caps. That's why it's not working. Yeah. Oh, you just gonna talk to it. Okay. I'll read it again. Right. Yeah, because it's not right. It's not catching your voice. You got to type it out. But you got the caps on. Pay attention. All right. See all the capital letters? Yes, there you go. Now, everything. Now, type it in. Okay. See, he's trying to get the awareness down, paying attention. He's trying to type it in, not realizing everything is all capital letters. It's not working. You got all capital letters, son.
No, that's not the problem.
That was the problem. I ain't gonna do it for you because I said you're gonna figure it out. Hold on, I'm almost done. Okay, y'all, let me finish this. I'm almost done. Okay, I'll read this again. Every eon age has a ruler, a regent who is under my counsel. Every generation changes their natures by the chief lord of this world, so that each one of them has his turn and cycle to fulfill his charge, the zodiacal age. The next one is, I grant indulgences freely, but according to the merits of those qualities which is laden in the disposition of the nature. And in brackets, it has karmic law of returns. What goes around comes around, right? And whatever you deal out, whatever measure you mete out will be met back unto you. New Testament said it too. Everybody get it. They just say it differently, but it's the same law. Okay. I'll read that again. I grant indulgences freely, but according to the merits of those qualities which is laden in the disposition of the nature, karmic law of returns. He who opposes me shall experience grievous regret. No other gods may interfere in my business and work. Whatsoever I determine, that is what it will be. The scriptures which are in the hands of strangers, even though they were written by prophets and apostles, others have turned the truth of these aside and rebelled and perverted them, and each one of them confuses the other, and all are lost to it. Truth and falsehood are distinguished by proving them at the time of their inception. I read that again, right? Truth and falsehood are distinguished by proving them at the time of their inception. I will fulfill my promise to those who put their trust in me. Those will uphold the covenant of the Ancient of Days, and also to those who act contrary to it by accordance of the judgment made by the wise or my rulers, and in brackets, rulers, it has regents, that I delegate to execute my authority for me while on earth. I take notes of all affairs and promote the performance of what is deemed useful or good in its due time. I direct and teach those who will actually follow my teaching, who find with me joy and delight by natural accord far greater than any worldly joy. I choose to reward and punish the progeny of Adam by all different manners of which I have knowledge. I hold in my hand the means to control the earth and what is above and below it. And we're on number 15. I do not concern myself with much. I do not concern myself much with the other races, but neither do I withhold good from them. Much less do I begrudge it to those who are my chosen people and obedient servants to hold prejudice. Stop.
I'm bored.
Then go upstairs. You ain't got to sit here with me. Bye. But you can leave my thing too. We're gonna get out of here though. I will surrender active worldly control into the hands of those proven in accordance with my will to be friends in some shape and fashion to such as they are faithful and abide by my counsel. Indeed, I take and I give. I can make rich and I can make poor, happy and wretched, all in accordance to the natural environments and seasons, cycles of which there are none who have the right to interfere or to withdraw man from the system I control. I bring down pain and sickness upon those who strive to thwart me. He who is recorded as mine shall not experience death like other men. I deem that no man should dwell in this lower world for more than the period prescribed by me. And if I wish it, I will send him back into this world a second and a third time or more by way of the transmigration of the soul, and such exists by a universal law. I will guide you without a scripture to be profane and point you to the way by Isaiah. Thank you. I read this one again. We're on number 21. I will guide you without a scripture to be profane and point to you the way by an unseen hand. Yeah, it keep going up. You need to get out of here. Go through there and go figure it out. Go. Now. I'll read it again, number 21. I will guide you without a scripture to be profane and point to you the way by an unseen hand, though my friends and such will recognize me in my teachings and can be found by their observation of the precepts, which is not a laborious accord and will adapt itself to time and cultures as needed. And that we can see that this is amazing. I punish those who do not adhere to the laws, also in other worlds. The children of Adam don't know the secrets of destiny, and in brackets it has fate union, and so they fall in error to their own beliefs. Hold on, let me read it again. The children of Adam don't know the secrets of destiny, fate union, and so they fall to error in their beliefs and followed actions. I control the beasts of the field and the birds of the heaven and the fish of the sea, as all of them are in my hand. All of the secret treasures and wondrous hoards buried deep in the heart of the earth are known to me, and I can cause one after another to inherit these riches on earth. 26. I make visible or manifest my signs and wonders or miracles to those who will receive them and self-honestly seek them from me in their due season. And in season, it has in brackets time or cycle. 27 is opposition of strangers to me and my followers do nothing except injure my cause, and know that they will be dealt with as is deserving. The ordering of the spheres, heavens, worlds, the revolution of the eons, ages, cycles, and the changing of their rulers, regents, are mine from eternity. Kingship has been descended from heaven. Those who are not capable of reaching their appointed destiny, fate union, him I will chastise in my time, age, eon, and will cause him to and cause him, I'm not sure if this is relieve or relive. I think it's relive, like to live again. You got to do it over. Those who are not capable, hold on. Okay, so maybe it's relieve. No, that's not spelled relieve. How you spell relieve? Hold on. I think it's relive. I just got to check. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I'm sorry. Sometimes I'm a little slow. I actually got to look it up because it makes a world of difference. Hold on. Relive. Yeah, okay. Relive. Let me see. I before E except after C. Relieve. Okay. I had to remember my English. Okay. So it's relive, not relieve. Okay. Oh my God. What is wrong with her? Why is she screaming my name like that, y'all? What, girl? What?
Josh hit me in the chest.
Tell Josh, I'm about to come up there. Ask him, I say, what is the third rule of the student creed?
No.
Because I'm about to get him. I told her, she said he just hit in the chest. Y'all know they just got their first belts. The boys just got their white belts last night. And Bella got hers the night before. But you got to learn the student creed and the rules of the student creed. You don't use, it's like what we learning spiritually about magic and stuff. They learn how to use their bodies and control their bodies and their minds. But it's for self-defense. You're trained in it and you know how to do it. But you're not doing it.
Mom,
Yes, girl.
I'm about to make a birthday cake from Nani.
Okay, not yet. Right.
I'm about to get the green.
They train in martial arts, karate or karate do, right? They're training in it, not necessarily that we're going to go out here, we're just going to start chopping everybody in their necks. No,
Mom,
we got it so we can use it as self-defense if we should ever need to use our craft. And may God help me if I ever have to use my art, right?
We can make two for Nani.
No, we're not making any birthday cakes today. I don't even think Nani want no cakes. We need to call and talk to Nani. But leave it alone. You just want to bake something. We can bake something, but not yet. Okay. But it's the same way with spiritual things and what we're learning about the magic, right? Even though we're training in it, some people's like, oh, what you doing that for? You going out? No, it's just like training in karate, right? Or training in any type of martial arts. So we're training it to train ourselves so we can recognize it, right? And we're growing. It brings self-confidence, awareness, self-awareness. But we're also, if we need to ever use our art to defend ourselves, we know how to use it in a way to disable our opponent with using the right amount of force, right? Without overdoing it. We don't go out seeking trouble, but we're very well prepared if trouble should come to our doorstep, right? And if you knock on my door, you best believe I'm going to answer it. We're going to answer the door. Don't come knocking on my door. We don't want no trouble. You don't want no trouble from us, right? We train in it. We know and we'll use it if called upon to, right? But we ain't going to overdo it. We ain't going to kill you. We just chop you in the throat and disable you. Take the wind out you for a quick second. Give me your chi. My G, you try it again. I'm going to give it back to the creator. No, but same thing. The little example. Just like they're training, but they have to learn how not to use it against each other, right? So that's a part of the student creed that they have to memorize, because we're not teaching you this and they tell you you're not going to fight your brothers and your sisters with it. You're not going to fight your parents with it, right? Not your friends. Don't go out here doing it in the streets. You only practice in here in the dojo, right? So it's like us. In the morning, we kind of sparring, going back and forth, reading and stuff. This is our dojo. Welcome to my dojo, right? We're practicing here so we know we're trained. And if we need to use it, we'll use it to defend ourselves, to defend our loved ones if the need or the occasion presents itself, right? Okay. Thank you, Jasmine. Yeah, it doesn't it Audrey, she said some of this definitely sounds like the Bible, right? Something from the Bible. Okay, we almost done. Okay, hold on. 27. Wait, did we go? We'll start at 27. It's 39. We're almost done. The opposition of strangers to me and my followers do nothing except injure my cause, and know that they will be dealt with as is deserving. The ordering of the spheres, heavens, worlds, the revolution of the eons, ages, cycles, and the changing of their rulers, regents, are mine from eternity. Kingship has been descended from heaven. Those who are not capable... Girl, you keep interrupting me on the same one. Read the directions, Tootie. You can read that.
I don't know.
Well, okay, well, look at the pictures. What does that say? You've been doing that.
Wait, I know. Oil, eggs, and oil.
No, this one is oil. This one is what?
Water and
Very
eggs.
good. Very good. Okay. All right.
Get started.
Okay, I'm sorry. 29. Those who are not capable of reaching their appointed destiny, fate, union, him I will chastise in my time, age. No, that's not oil. I'm sorry, y'all. Those who are not capable of reaching their appointed destiny, fate, union, him I will chastise in my time, age, eon, and will cause him to relive his former charge, meaning he got to do it all over again. If you don't meet it this time, like some people leave the world early, you'll come back. You'll come back soon enough. You got to redo it, right? Listen, the Megillah talks about this, right? Y'all got to get it. Please get it. If you can afford it, please get it, right? Listen, it makes some things. For one, it's going to answer a whole lot of questions that the Bible leaves unanswered, right? Because it does. The Bible is literally like cliff notes of everything that has ever happened. Yes. No, that's a little bit too much. Pull some of it out. But it talks about some of these things that as I began to go to different levels of awareness, I'm like, well, wait a minute. No, that's not enough now. You poured out too much. Just wait, Bella. There was a measuring cup for that until you get your measurements under control. Okay. But just, I'm going to leave that there. You got to get it. And I'll share the link again. We'll be done in like 3 minutes, y'all. Let me get through these last few. Okay, I'll read this again, though. Those who are not capable of reaching their appointed destiny, fate, union, him I will chastise in my time, age, eon, and will cause him to relive his former charge. The seasons of the material kingdom are 4, and the elements are 4. These have I maintained to secure the needs of my creatures. The scriptures of strangers are accepted. The scriptures of strangers are accepted by me insofar as they accord and agree with my accordances and do not contradict them, for they have been, for the most part, corrupted by mortal minds. There are 3 who oppose me. There are 3 who are opposed to me, and these 3 names I hate above all else, and I shall not reveal. Possibly the supernatural trinity of the Annunaki. That's what it has in brackets. It says possibly. They're not for sure. It says possibly the supernal trinity of the Annunaki. And if I remember, the supernal trinity of the Annunaki was Anu, Enki, and Enlil, if I'm correct. Or it could have been their sister. The woman who helped. But if I'm not mistaken, I think the supernal trinity is Anu, Enlil, and Enki. Okay. 33. My promises are fulfilled to those who keep to the law. Those who have undergone tribulations as martyrs for my sake will be compensated without fail in one of the worlds, spheres, heavens, in my domain. It is my desire that all of my followers are united together on account that there are multitudes who are strangers to them and may band in opposition. Got 4 more. Those observing my law should reject teachings and dogma that are not from me. Do not make mention of my name or my attributes, natures, as idle strangers do, or else be guilty of a sin by an ethic, or else be guilty of a sin by an ethic for which you have no knowledge of. Ooh, that's scary. Honor my symbol and image. Let the mark of it remind you of our covenant and what has been neglected of my laws and ordinances. And last one is 39. Be obedient and attentive to my servants who are blessed by my eye and hand. Listen to what they communicate to you of that knowledge of from the unseen which they have received from me. And that, my beautiful people, is our reading for today. And yo, I didn't realize this was going to take us to an hour and 30 minutes. Like, this was super long. All right, so this is what we're going to pause today. I'm sorry. If y'all had to go to work, I hope y'all went to work. And you're not stealing time, so to speak. All right, so with that being said, beautiful people, we're going to go ahead and get out here. Yes, girl.
Oh, let's both bake.
Yeah, we're both going to bake a cake, but let's go ahead and end this. Yeah. All right, so thank y'all for hanging out with me today. It is Wednesday, March the 9th, 2022, day 51 of year 4, reading through the books of the Law and the Prophets. Another 4-year consecutive day count, day 1069. Today we read all of Tablet I in the complete Annunaki Bible, and that was on pages 144 through 150. We'll pick up my big toe tomorrow, hopefully, if we don't talk too much, or if I don't talk too much. All right, beautiful people. So with that being said, what you want to say? You want to end us with a blessing today?
I want to do the blessing.
You want to do the blessing that we did?
You already did it.
No, we're about to do it now, but yeah, I kind of changed it. You wanted to actually, we'll pull it up for her today. We'll pull up the blessing. We'll pull it up. Ain't nothing wrong with it. We're just trying not to get stuck in certain modes, right? Switch it up just to kind of keep our awareness up. Hold on.
Mom, I keep turning this off.
Hold on.
Mom.
But because she requested, we'll do it. And the blessing is found in Numbers chapter 6, y'all, verses 22 through 27. Remember, the Nazarite vow is the first 21 verses of Numbers chapter 6, right? Okay. And Yahuwah, hold on, let's move this back so they can see your beautiful face, girl. And Yahuwah spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron and unto his sons, saying, On this wise ye shall bless the children of Israel, saying unto them, Yahuwah will kneel before us, presenting gifts, and will guard us with a hedge of protection. Yahuwah will illuminate the wholeness of his being towards us, bringing order, and he will provide us with love, sustenance, and friendship. Yahuwah will lift up the wholeness of his being and look upon us, and he will set in place all we need to be whole and complete. All right, beautiful people, that is it for today. I will see all y'all back here tomorrow, 7:30, because it's the weekend, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. Shalom. All right, go ahead and end it, Tootie.